He's like, oh, oh. Hey everyone, welcome to Popwire's Witch Slaps, the Witching Hour. My name is Rowell.
I'm Christina.
And I'm Dani.
And today we're going to talk about the episode called Petra's Favorite Pen. That's why we have a pen here. Okay, so this is, first off, I want to say, okay, so I'm going to try something that I haven't tried in a while, or like ever since we started this. I'm going to try to leave this unedited. So whatever you guys are seeing right now, whatever you guys are watching, I'm gonna add little stuff on the screen, but I'm gonna try to not cut out anything, so it'll make it easier for me when I'm editing. So
I will keep the curse words to a minimum.
Oh no, please no, don't. Let's get it out of the way right now. Fuck, shit, damn it,
Right.
Okay, so this is episode 308, called Petra's Favorite Pen, and the episode is described as follows. The unit races to rescue a captured ally. Alder and Tally journey to retrieve the penultimate piece of the first song. Fort Salem finds itself under Camaria's control. And Motherland, Fort Salem, Petra's Favorite Pen was written by Nicole Avina and Tom Hanada and directed by Jem Gerard. The episode aired Tuesday, August 9th at 10 p.m. on Freeform. Okay, so Dani, I think, okay, this has become your thing now where you explain the title. Oh, right, yeah. So what is the meaning of the title in regards to this episode?
Petra's Favorite Pen. Well, to start, it's kind of a play off of Brianna's favorite pencil from season 2, right? But this episode marks a really important turning point for General Bellwether. It involves her favorite pen. And basically, so we get this scene between Colonel Jarrett and General Bellwether, where General Bellwether ends up killing Jarrett. Why this is important. So Petra, Petra operates in a very strict sort of ethical code, right, within the army. And that's one of the main reasons why she took on General Alder, because General Alder was definitely playing sort of the morally gray areas, general making decisions that were very controversial. And so when we see Petra take on role as general, I think she comes in with this idea that she isn't going to stray away from this ethical code that she operates by. However, once she becomes general, she is thrown into this war, and with an enemy like the Camarilla, she has really had to evolve with them as far as how she's going to fight them. So between the mounting pressure from President Silver to capture her daughter Abigail and the rest of the unit, on top of Camarilla trying to wipe out all witches, and then having President Silver send in her army cadets to the line of fire and killing them off, I think she finally realizes that line that she's been trying to teeter, she's going to have to cross it. So what ends up happening is she's talking with Colonel Jarrett. He accuses her of not doing what she's supposed to be doing, which is true, right? She's trying to keep the invasion to a minimum, right? Because she doesn't want to see lives lost on any side. But I think that was also kind of the straw that broke the camel's back for her. And so she ends up linking to Colonel Jarrett and syncing her pen tapping to his heartbeat, and then causes him to have a heart attack. And at that point, she actually, once she kills him, she looks up to that portrait that she has of General Alder in her office. And I really think that was a moment of her acknowledging General Alder and what she did as general. Yeah, it was a really big moment. And from then on, we see her also embracing off-canon work within her army. And oh man, I'm losing it. Hold on. Sorry, 1 second. You're gonna have to edit this part. Sorry.
No, I'm not. No worries. Just take your time. Take your time.
I forgot where I was going. I blame COVID brain. Oh my god.
I think these like moments are super cute to like add in. So I want to keep it in, please. Even oh my god, you guys should see me when I like have a brain fart. It's really bad. But yeah, if I have a brain fart in this episode, I'm keeping it in. So yeah.
Okay, fine. I'll take the brain fart. Anyways, so she embraces off-canon work within the army, but also we see later on Anacostia reaching out to Nick Titan and the Spree, and so they bring the Spree into the army's I don't know what you would call that, but they have them help. Yeah, so this is a big turning point for General Bellwether for sure.
Okay. When I first saw the title of this episode, I was like, "Oh, Scylla gonna stab somebody in the head again with a pencil."
That's what I was thinking too.
And then I was like, "Oh my god, they're gonna kill off Bellwether, like the mom, Catherine." Is that her real name, or what is the character's name?
Petra.
Petra Bellwether.
Obviously, the title is Petra's favorite. Oh gosh, right, yeah. But I was like, "Oh my god, someone's gonna kill Petra," and I was so worried. But so Christina, something very big happened at the end of last week's episode. At the very end, Rayell came back. Can you talk a little bit briefly about that, and then also like her big rescue mission to save that ally that is in the episode description?
So yeah, Raylla is back, and it was really cool when she came back last episode. She just kind of came in at the nick of time with a big explosion of mushrooms, and it's like poof. And reunited with Tally and Abigail. Yes. Welcome back. You're here.
Do you guys still have your signs?
Oh yeah, I do.
Somewhere. Hold on. I gotta bust it out. Hold on.
Bust it out.
This is for you, Raylla.
Okay, hold on. Okay, we're gonna show all of our signs together. So guys, I have like really bad handwriting, so I had to make it on the computer. Okay, let's show it.
Yeah, and we made this last week, but I was so sick with COVID, you guys, that I could not participate in a recording.
Woo.
Oh, battery. Oh, look, battery is dying.
Welcome back, Ray. We love you.
Yes. So Rael's back, and she's reunited with Tally and Abigail, but because Scylla was captured, they haven't had their reunion yet. So this episode, Rayell finds out, after healing a cadet, because of course there's no fixers in the army right now, because why would the Camarilla want to help the army?
Exactly.
Yeah, so they find out where Scylla is being kept, the slaughterhouse, and Rayell, Abigail, and Adil come up with a brilliant plan to get in there, and it works, and they do. And Scylla is on stage, tied up and about to be stoned when, they come in, and Rayell basically uses some really good intimidation to rescue her girl. And they're finally reunited, and it's about time.
I noticed that Scylla's been being tied up a lot in this season, huh? Remember in that like house where she was with Nikta and the marshals came, and then and like in my tweet, I was like, "Oh, Scylla's tied up, but not in a good way."
Yeah.
You guys, but can we talk about how freaking brave Scylla is?
Oh yeah.
That guy literally throws this giant stone at her. It misses. And he's like, "Do you have anything to say?" And she's like, "Play ball." What?
Yes.
Oh my god.
She's just like, "Come at me, bro."
I fucking love it so much.
And then, so did you mention like did you mention the kiss? Was there a kiss? Did you mention?
Kiss.
Oh, of course there's
talk about the kiss.
Was there a kiss?
Had
There was a
the-
kiss. There had to be a
Of
kiss,
course,
right?
yes, of course there was a kiss. It's the kiss we've been waiting all season for.
Yes.
And it was so cute. They
Yes.
kiss, and then the stupid alarm goes off, and Raylla is like, hold on to that feeling.
Right. Which I don't think
Oh,
she'd ever let that go anyway.
I know, right? Oh.
And then Dani. So there was a really good scene in last week's episode with Alder, where she goes to
Mhm.
Spain, and in the shop, and it's like really dark, and it has a whole bunch of, I think it's like an antiques place or whatever, and she meets this guy, and then
Santos.
she gets like a piece of, was that a piece of the song or something? Was it, what happened?
Yeah. So okay. So she goes to Madrid, Spain, and visits this guy named Santos, who is the Pontifex of the Camarilla. So this is the guy who's sort of like the historian for them. He keeps record of everything, including the steward witch lines of the first song. And right before she kills him, she's able to get the vocal cords of one of the extinct witch lines, which I believe is the how do you say it? Is it the Barbicaeum?
I'm not
You
going
wanna
to
remind me?
attempt to say. I can't remember.
Okay, there's two witch lines.
Mhm.
I believe it's the Barbicaeum. I'm probably saying that wrong. Anyways, she gets that piece of the song. She kills the guy because he's a jerk. And then she ends up like showing up in Tally's room and basically tells her like, yes, you see into the future, but you're going to learn how to see into the past so we can figure out where this witch is. So that's what we see in 308.
Yes.
Yeah, so they use the song. Tally's able to go back in time and figure out that this witch is frozen in the mountain range, the Harz mountain range of northern Germany. So Tally and Alder go to the Harz mountain range to find this witch and to hopefully either bring her back to life or somehow take the song. So of course I did a little bit of like really nerdy digging about this. Because we learned that this witch was alive before the Camarilla was established. So the Camarilla was established because of King Henry VIII, the Protestant king of England, and King Philip II, the Catholic king of Spain. And that was in the 16th century. Now, this witch lived before that. So I kind of did some digging into like the burning times and like the the time when I guess witches were persecuted and executed the most, and that happened to be between the 14th and 17th century. And in that time, it's an estimated 200,000 to 500,000 people being executed as witches, 85% of which were women.
Of course.
Yes. And in Germany, you guys, in Germany, they had the bulk of that. Something like 43% of executions occurred in Germany. So this witch who was frozen, she not only witnessed but endured a lot of trauma in her time. So we can only imagine, you know, like being frozen and having that play out in your mind over and over again. No wonder she was like mad, you know? Anyways, so they wake her up. Of course, she's suspicious of Alder and Tally trying to take the song from her. She tries to kill Tally. Luckily, Alder is able to sever her arm. She takes her arm off with the sword that's there in the cave with them. And then Tally, being the brave soul that she is and wanting to save Raylla and everyone else, she decides to trade her sight for that piece of the song.
Of course she does.
So, yeah, I know. She's so selfless and I love her so much. Yeah, so she makes that exchange and then something really scary happens. The ice cave starts to break and everything. And Alder, now because Tally is a steward, she ends up saving Tally's life. So we don't know if Alder is alive or not. Hopefully she is. Like, I want to believe that she is. She
Please,
has
I don't
be,
want
like,
her to
she's
die all
also
over
a
again.
steward.
We've already been-
Nobody, no death. Nobody, no
I
death.
mean,
Yes.
yeah.
Um,
I don't
so,
know.
like, so like, why couldn't she go with Tally though? Like, why did she stay back?
Because there's that huge gap,
Mhm.
and so she had to use wind strike to push.
Yeah,
Oh,
so you got Tally over
through
there,
it.
but there was
I
no
don't
way to
know.
get her.
The scary thing is like, as even before they get into the cave, Alder says that there is no mycelium underneath this area because it's a glacier, right? The mycelium can't penetrate a glacier. So I'm scared, you guys.
Well, they'll get her and she'll be frozen, and then they'll take her back to Fort Salem, and then she'll be fine.
Okay.
Get her to the mycelium.
Thank
It'll
you,
be okay.
Christina.
It'll be okay.
But so she won't be all grody. She will be all like frozen or stuff. I really like. Okay, I really like that word that you said, Dani, when we were talking in one of our earlier episodes, where you described, when she was like all like in like a tree or whatever.
Yeah.
So you said like she was looking all grody. I love that.
Oh.
Yeah.
She did. She looked like Groot. I don't know.
Grody, yes, I love it. And then Dani, so Christina.
Yes.
In last week's episode. So guys, because we skipped doing one for last week, we're trying to like combine a little bit of that in this. So Christina, can you talk a little bit about the Camarilla, invading the session or what or Fort Salem or whichever.
It's the session, yeah.
Which leads up to the core four, doing something like something big. Can you talk a bit about that?
Yeah, so last episode, we know the Camarilla is kind of leading the army. So they come to the session and are basically at the border of it and are like, hey, we're coming in. And they try and it backfires on them for a short amount of time. And the army kind of stands down and the people there kind of join the resistance for the time being. But it's on, the war's begun, the invasion has begun. So we're seeing the effects of that this episode, which our core four, they realize that there's too much death happening. Lupe died this episode, which was a bummer because she was a great side character. So yeah. So after that, they're like, it's not worth it to protect the four of us, like, for all these deaths. So they decide to surrender.
And speaking of Lupe, Guadalupe Cortez, she's the first character that we ever see in the season premiere. Like in the very first scene, she like runs to whoever she's running to, and I remember going, "Oh, I really like her character. I love her character." And I think I was thinking like, "Oh, if they ever did a spinoff, I think her character would be such a good one to lead the spinoff." But
not now.
Yeah, right now.
Yeah, that scene was so sad when she died too.
I know.
She's like, this is not why I joined the army. This is, God, that was tough. But
and then
I think they made the right decision.
I think it was while they were, or before they were surrendering, or was it after? Raylla asks a question, or was it the other way around? I can't remember.
It's like right before they surrender.
It's right before they go.
So guys, let's talk about it. Like,
oh my God,
they're engaged.
Everyone clear your calendars because we're gonna plan a Raylla wedding.
Yeah.
And like, so I kind of knew that episode 9 was gonna be the wedding episode because the title of it was I Don't Even Have a Dress or something like that. Was that the title of it? Something about not having a dress. So it's like, oh, that has to be the wedding episode. So it was awesome to see that they got engaged. I'm curious to see how Abadil also get engaged. I wonder if they hear the news from Raylla that they're engaged, and then maybe Adil is like, oh, now I should just pop the question too, or maybe like Abigail proposes, right?
Oh, that would be really cute. I hope so.
But that means Adil has to come back because right now Adil's off looking for Khalida, right? He doesn't go with them and surrender with the 4.
You guys, what if Kalita is
Mm.
the flower girl? She comes back and just the flower.
I feel like she'd be the one marrying them.
But it's
Wait,
Wade, remember?
right.
I know.
From
Oh,
the
that's right. That's
teaser
right.
or the
Oh, so
trailer.
they
See, I'm
do
still
find
not
her then,
convinced by
right?
that. I'm still not convinced by that.
I don't think the wedding's gonna happen until the last episode.
Oh, okay.
But
Like, why not?
Yeah, maybe like they wait until the very end and then like they cut and then it won't be until the final episode.
and then we can see Raylla go to the lighthouse and get their little duck farm and all those very
Yes.
cute things.
I think that should be the very last scene. What do you guys think, right?
I think it'd be perfect. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. It would be so poetic and so perfect.
But I do want like a flash forward to the future so I can see them all happy. Like I want to see everyone in the core four doing their thing in life and like not having to look over their shoulder finally, you know?
Absolutely.
And I hope if they do a flash forward, I hope we get to see Abigail and Adil with a kid. Because didn't he want to get like did he say something about like wanting to have kids and stuff?
Yeah.
Oh, that would be
They would have
cool.
the cutest kid.
Yay. So guys, there's only 2 episodes left. Oh.
It's like exciting and heartbreaking at the same time.
And it's so sad because all these videos that Freeform is putting out about the cast, they're I think it's called After the Storm, and they're interviewing the actors, and they're all crying, and they're like, "Oh, this show has changed my life. The fans have been amazing," and they're all crying, and I'm, oh my gosh, it's like it's the end, but hopefully it's not. Hopefully,
so many mediums he can continue the story on.
Okay, so what are you guys hoping for the final 2 episodes? Really quick.
Besides the double wedding?
Everyone to survive.
Ooh, you guys, I don't know if you've seen this on Twitter, but apparently there may or may not be a scene where there's a taller kiss. It might have been cut. It might not be included in the actual show, but apparently it happened. I would love to see that.
Okay, I'm interested.
What?
Okay.
Yeah.
What? Oh my gosh, that would be so cool. Okay. Wow. Okay. All right. So earlier today, Dani had the chance to speak with one of the amazing fan artists of Motherland for Salem. You guys are so talented. The fans have been like sharing on social media all these awesome videos, photos, and all this other stuff. And so, Dani, before we go into that interview, what was that experience like speaking with one of the fan artists? Is it fan artist? Is that what it is?
Yeah, fan artist. Yeah.
Fan artist. Yeah, fan artist.
It was really fun. So I got to sit down with Diana Benitez. She is one of the original fan artists, I would say. I follow her on all of her socials because I really love her artwork. So it was really fun to sit down with her and talk about, what inspires her, why she loves the show. Definitely stay tuned to listen to that interview and learn how you can get some of her artwork.
Yes. Okay, so we will play that interview now.
What's up, Popeye peeps? We have a super special guest today. Her name is Diana Benitez. She is one of the OG fan artists for Motherland Fort Salem. Diana, how are you doing?
I am good. I had a long day of work, so this is a nice way to end my day.
Yeah, thank you for taking the time to sit down with me today. I really appreciate it. Cool. So for those of us who don't know who you are, tell us about yourself, please, and tell us about your art.
Well, my name is Diana. I am a self-taught freelance artist. I did go to art school later in life, but most of what I know is self-taught. I've been doing fan art and commission work for about 7 years now. And yeah, I've enjoyed every bit of it. I recently also started teaching art at community centers in my city to kids, so like ages 4 to 12. That's about the age range I work with. So yeah, that's me. I just do
Wow, that's
anything
amazing.
art. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. What is your favorite medium to use?
I prefer digital just because it's easier, more convenient to do on the go. But otherwise, I like just good old pencil. Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. So your fan art is inspired by various shows and video games and movies. What about Motherland specifically has inspired you?
Um, with Motherland, it's the character designs for me. I think the wardrobe, especially Raylla, like Raylla immediately caught my attention with the braids. Like she's so unique to other characters that I've drawn. I just immediately attached myself to her in terms of drawing. So she's my favorite to draw.
Yeah.
And yeah, just the character designs, the wardrobe is really fascinating to me as well. Even though it can get a little annoying getting all those little details, that's probably my favorite thing about Motherland. Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking about the braids, didn't you do like a little series of different characters with the Raylla braids?
I did. I didn't manage to finish it. I wanted to do all of the Sekhmet coven, but I didn't get to finish it. Hopefully I'll do that one of these days. But yeah, I wanted to see what it started with Scylla. I wanted to see what Scylla would look like with Rael's braids, and then from there it went on to, I think I did Tally next, and then Abigail, and
yeah. So you got the core 4. That's
yeah,
important.
I got the core 4. Yeah.
Yeah, and those are beautiful, beautiful illustrations too. So how were you introduced to Motherland, and what kept you watching?
I saw a couple of people who went to San Diego Comic-Con. I think it would have been 2019. And they posted about it because there was like a preview for the show at the con, and they posted about it, and I was like, oh, that looks interesting. And then it came out. I missed the first week, and I think I started tuning in about like 2-3 episodes in. But honestly, the pilot is what kept me watching. The world building that they introduced immediately in that pilot just completely hooked me. It's my favorite episode of the series. Honestly, I watch it all the time, and yeah, I love it. I love the world. I love the lore, and the character names too. I find the names of the characters to be really interesting, and yeah, so just all of it. I just love all of it.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I actually think that the pilot is probably what has hooked a lot of people, because you're right. The story world building in that single episode is just like phenomenal.
Absolutely.
And you brought up the names having all these different like meanings behind them and stuff. And I can say that like a lot of the elements of this show, that's very true. Like there's just so many things that go on behind the story that if you are willing to like dig a little bit deeper, you find out some really interesting things. Yeah, totally. So you created a Motherland illustration celebrating season 3. And it captures like all of the leading characters. So we have the core 4. We have Raylla, Tally, Abigail, and Scylla. It also has Anacostia. It has Alder in the center of it. Nicta right below her, and then also Adil. So tell us about that. What inspired that? Are there any is there any meaning behind how you arranged the characters in that particular illustration? Because there is a pretty cool symbol there. I don't know if a lot of people caught that, but I'll let you tell them about it.
That piece actually was entirely built around Adil.
Okay.
I just had like this image stuck in my head of Adil doing like a superhero pose, like with his like ability to move the ground and stuff with the earth. I wanted to build on that, and I was originally just going to do him and then the core 4, but I started drawing him, and then I was like, okay, it just feels weird to have just the 4 of them there. It doesn't feel like I don't know, like even enough. So I kind of built around him. I think I went with Nicta next. I don't particularly know why I went with Nicta next. I think she just popped up in my head and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to do it. And in terms of like the layout, I wanted to put my favorite characters more focused. So that's kind of the inspiration there. I like.
Who are your favorite characters?
Scylla, Abigail, Adil. Those are my favorites. I've grown to like Nicta quite a bit as well, but yeah, those are my favorites. But I don't know. I just wanted to like show all of them like using their strength, because we don't really get to see that a lot, especially with Scylla. She doesn't get to do a lot of fighting stuff as she has this season, but season 2 was a little more laid back, and season 1 even more laid back. But yeah, I just wanted some good action poses, wanted to practice some more tense expressions as well, and yeah, I just wanted it to be like superhero-esque. And the, I guess, pentagram design was completely intentional. Pleasant surprise, I guess. I did not intend to do that. And I think it so I had Alder with her hands up and Nicta with her hands down, which I think that kind of added to the pentagram kind of feeling. But yeah, I don't know. I didn't really have a plan going into that. I did that in the span of like 3 days.
Are you serious? It only took 3 days.
Wow. I like started it and I just kept going until I finished. It was a very quick piece, very instinctive. I didn't really think too much about it. It was just Adil. That was that one image I had, and I just kind of built around that. So
yeah, I remember when I first saw it, because I follow you on Instagram. And I first saw it and I was like, oh my God, it looks like a pentagram. And that was the first thing that drew me to it. I was like, wow, this is so genius. So that has to be like the happiest accident ever.
Oh yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. So Switches, they love to ship different characters. And you have been one of the biggest proponents of Belle's collar and Belle Ram's collar, which is actually my favorite, because I'm always happy to see some like poly thruple representation. Please tell us about that. Like, I want to know where did that idea come from?
Well, for Belle collar, I didn't actually start shipping them until the end of season 1. It was with Abigail like running to save Raylla, like instinctively. She did no second thoughts, just knew she had to go with Raylla. She was going down with Raylla no matter what happened. And that for me was like the oh, hey, that could be something, you know? I did like my first ship was Raylla, obviously. But yeah, like after going back and watching it a couple times, like you really see this like, it's like a rivals to lovers thing with Belle collar, like
Totally.
Like these two people who butt heads immediately, but will fight anyone who tries to do the same. Like, yeah, it's like, you know, Raylla is Abigail's girl and no one can make fun of her except for her, and vice versa. And yeah, I love that kind of relationship, that like unexpected connection kind of thing. And with Raylla, like the falling for your mark, that's one of my favorite tropes. Oh, sorry, that's my cat. He wants to be part of the interview too. With Belle Ram's collar, I honestly don't know where that came from. I was having a chat with some other Belle collar shippers, and we just kind of started talking about like the dynamic that the three of them have, and how like Abigail and Scylla, especially, that like tension that they have. Like, I don't know if it's just Ashley and Amalia, but their tension is insane sometimes. And like, you can really feel it, that they're all sort of connected, Raylla, Abigail, and Scylla. And yeah, I don't know, we just kind of played around with that dynamic, and we were like, yeah, this would be great, like great poly representation. especially in a world like Motherland, where you do see poly relationships, like with Petra and her husbands, like, you know, it's such a commonplace thing as far as we know in the universe. So it just makes sense that like they could have this connection. I think in another universe they would be a poly couple, the three of them. I think it would be amazing. It'd be wonderful. Yeah.
I totally agree. I can definitely see it. And I actually wish that the show would dive into poly a little more. I mean, so you mentioned Petra's relationship with her husband, and then they kind of allude to it a bit when during the Bellwether wedding, when Abigail and Charvel are having a conversation about Charvel, you know, being married to this one person for the next 5 years, and she was like, well, no, I mean, like, I'm still gonna see other people. And yeah, I wish they would dig into that a little more, because you're right, it is definitely part of the culture in the witch community.
Yeah, it's a very different like world with different styles of relationships, like everything. I always find it so interesting, like the way the different relationships exist in their world, like the civvy relationships versus the witch relationships, like the way Rayell treats her relationships versus the way Abigail treats her relationships. Like I wish they would play more into that, but for now I'll just have to do it with my art.
Yes, and thank you for doing that. Thank you so much. All right, so for Motherland season 3, I want to know your thoughts about it. What do you want out of this season? We only have a couple episodes left. By the time this interview airs, we will have, oh my gosh, just 2 episodes left. Do you have any theories or predictions that you want to share?
I don't actually have any predictions. I'm the kind of person that doesn't like to theorize too much because I want everything to be a surprise. The only thing that I theorized a little bit about was whether or not Adil and Abigail were going to have kids, and I'm really glad that they haven't taken that route. Personally, I'm not really into pregnancy storylines, especially like as being like this like big magic moment for women, you know. But yeah, I haven't really theorized much. But I am really enjoying season 3. Season 2 was good, but I did feel a bit of a lull. And season 3 kind of gives me the same feeling that season 1 gave me. Not really in terms of story or approach, but like just that, like, I don't know, excitement. Like I feel excited every week for a new episode. And I felt that a lot with season 1, and I'm feeling that again now. And I think that has to do with the core 4 being together. For me, that's like been the most exciting part of season 3 so far. I know Raylla has been missing, but seeing Scylla like finally interacting with these characters more casually and like building these other relationships, because I love seeing relationship building in shows. So yeah, I've really enjoyed season 3 so far.
Yeah, same. I think one of the more interesting things about Scylla is this redemption arc that we see her on, right? Like you're talking about relationship building and stuff. She really is, you know, she went from this person who was committing mass murders to this person who is earning the trust of not only Rayell, but Rayella's sisters. And it's just a really beautiful thing to see.
Yeah, no, I love that. Scylla is my favorite character, so it's been great for me.
Yeah, well, good. So where can people purchase your artwork? And if someone has a piece that they'd like to commission, how would they contact you?
So for buying my art, I do have a website. It's just www.artbydianab.com. And for commissions and stuff, I'm currently not open, probably won't be open for a while, but just on any social media, I'm on Instagram and Twitter with the D Benitez 95 handle. That's probably the easiest way. And I do have my contact information on my website as well, email that you can find there. So yeah.
Awesome. And then we will make sure that we include all of these links that Diana has talked about under this episode. So make sure you check out her work, check out her Instagram. It's awesome stuff. Diana, thank you so much for hanging out for a little bit.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Yeah.
Okay, so if you want to win some of her stickers, and we talked about it in our last episode, and they're both really awesome. And I'm showing it on the screen right now. So these 2 stickers, if you want to win one of these, look for the code word again. That was, did you guys see the code word from the last video? Did you guys catch it?
Yes,
You
I
guys
did.
caught it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, perfect. Okay. So earlier in the video, if you've been watching closely, there was a code word that appeared on the screen. Go to WitchSlapped.net and click on the link for this WitchSlapped episode, and or click on the link in the video description below, enter the code word that you saw in this video, and then you will have a chance to win one of Diana Benitez's stickers. And I don't know if I should tease this now, but there's something pretty great coming up. Well, not pretty great, but something pretty cool coming up too that I will share with you, Christina, and you and Dani later.
What? What is
Well,
it?
no, it's
Oh my
really
God.
small. It's not that great, but it's like, you guys will see.
Wait. Can we also tease the future interview that we're having?
Oh yes. Okay.
Yes.
Mm.
Popwire has some really cool interviews coming up, and it really fun. So Dani and why don't you like spill the tea or whatever?
Ooh, okay. Christina, do you want to do it?
Oh, you go for it. You're the one who arranged it all.
So we have an interview with Jessica Sutton, y'all. It is happening at the end of this month. I am also securing an interview with Taylor Hickson and Catherine Lowe Hagquist.
I keep wanting to say Catherine Bellwether, but that's okay. So I might not be in those interviews, but these 2 hopefully will. And it'll be really fun. And then, I think maybe we'll ask for questions again from the fans.
Should. Oh, yeah, for sure.
Definitely.
Send us your questions, you guys, please.
Questions, yeah. So I'll make a form where you guys can submit once we, get the everything finalized and stuff like that.
Ooh, can you also make a form for game ideas? I really want to play some games with them. I think it'd be super fun.
Yeah,
fun ideas.
Right. I already have one I think that would be fun for us. And I played it with Taylor Hickson in my interview video with her. I played Who Said What?
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
Oh,
yeah,
that's good.
And of course, I'm sure I'm going to lose everything because I don't really know the show. But, I think it would be fun for us to, Dani interviewed a fan artist, and we're going to be interviewing hopefully like more artists, but we also want to chat with some of the fans too.
Yeah.
So if you have Zoom, if you're free, like, because we record these Monday evenings, so if you're free, if you have like 5 minutes or 5 or 10 minutes, we would love for you to chat with us. So hit us up on WitchSlapped if you're interested. And yeah, I think that's it. Okay, anything else before we go?
Don't forget to not only stream Motherland on Hulu as much as possible, especially within that first week after it airs. And if you're doing any sort of social interaction on Instagram or Twitter, make sure you use the hashtag Save Motherland Fort Salem, hashtag Motherland Fort Salem, and plug us in there too. Hashtag WitchSlapped.
Yes, please follow Popwire Net on all social platforms, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Follow us on this channel, please. And then also Witch Slapped on Twitter. And I think we have a TikTok, I think too. I set up Witch Slap on,
What?
but I haven't used it.
We
I
need to
have
get
it on
on
like a
that.
whole bunch of
I don't know how to use the TikTok thing.
Oh, don't, you know what? Do not install it, Christina, because
Oh, I have it. I just don't use it.
oh my God. Okay, sorry. Like really, really quick story. I downloaded it and then I am so addicted to it. I tell myself, okay, I gotta sleep at 10 o'clock because I have to wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning. And then I'm like, oh, you know, let me just watch one TikTok video. And then 5 hours later, I'm like, damn. And I deleted the app because it was too addicting and I re-downloaded it. And guys, it's a problem. It's yeah. So that's my story of the day. And I think it would be fun, like for all of us to like give you guys little fun stories too, because I think the past few episodes we've just been talking about the shows and that's it. You know, like so I think it will be fun for you guys to get to know us more, and we want to get to know you guys more. So that's why we want to interview like some of you guys on the show, Witch Slap.
You know what we could do, Rowell? We could do little like TikTok reaction videos of episodes, and y'all can just watch me cry because that's what I do on every single episode as I ball my head.
Oh, you know what we gotta do? We gotta do another because we haven't done this since the season premiere. We have to
the next watch it together.
Yeah, what do you guys think? Or
I think we should do it for the finale.
We should definitely do it for the finale.
Okay. Yeah.
So the finale, should we try to do that live? But we're not gonna like say anything. You know what I mean? Or will we get in trouble? You know what I mean? Live?
Oh.
Do you think we're gonna get in trouble?
I don't know. Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So thank you everyone for watching. Until next time, my name is Rowell.
I'm Christina.
My name is Dani.
And we'll see you next week for the
Bye.
wedding. Bye. Bye. You know it's bad when Dani's drinking water. Right?
Yes.
There it is. Okay, there it is.